My name's Addison, I'm an artist and I'm course leader for BA Fine Art at Kingston School of Art, Kingston University.
My name's Natasha Kidd, I'm an artist. I'm the course leader of the BA Fine Art course at Bath Spa University. The title of the project that we did at Tate Exchange was No Working Title. So there are 4 institutions involved, 4 sets of students, 10 from each institution.
Led by an academic in each institution, but according to our rules of engagement, each student is paired with another who they have never met and won't meet until the end of the project. They are asked to send instructions to their partner for the making of a piece of their work.
They are given a timeline and then the moment and they go away. We don't teach this project. It operates outside of the curriculum.
What was really important about Tate Exchange was that we could stage what happened in a public way. So the main thing that happens is that the work is revealed.
The first time they meet, we position the chairs really formally in the space and we sit them opposite each other completely in silence, and then we say 1, 2, 3, go, and we give them permission to talk, and they talk for the first time. We were really interested in the staging of the event and the kind of aesthetic, I suppose. We decided to use a tape on the floor to create kind of staged areas.
It was incredibly ambitious, so the whole space was a kind of theatre in a way for this event. Everybody who was working on the project, they were all wearing boiler suits and they're kind of really enabling the process to take place.
If you got someone in a boiler suit, the audience as they arrived would know that they were kind of part of the project.
They were giving out the posters and they were collecting the instructions. They were the bridge between the internal mechanism of the project and the sort of public.
We wandered the collection, we fell in love with some of the kind of instructional works. When we're talking to our students about No Working Title, we introduce them to some of those really phenomenal works. One student sent an instruction daily to another. The student in response made a whole series of notes about what it was to receive those instructions. She performed these. This talking back to these instructions really reveals something for both the person who sent the instructions and also the person who made the kind of response.
This student made this writergraph book to kind of document the process. Devise an instruction to enable someone else to imitate or reenact your rituals, traits and habits.
In Plato's dialogues, truth exists not on one side or on the other, but in between. So I really love this kind of in-between thing where me and Joe are trying to work it out and neither of us know. And people witness that, trying to figure it out together. And I think that's really, really important.
These are instructions
Tell me you love me.
that we asked the students to devise for the public.
Prepare
We had volunteers
yourself.
asking the public to also leave their own instructions
Swap your shoes.
for people in that context. And so these are a combination of both our
Mind the
students
gap.
and visitors to the space, the instructions that they deposited
Listen.
with us. If we see something like No Working Title as typical of the way that we might kind of perform learning or sort of stage learning, then this presented us with an ultimate opportunity to stage it publicly.
There's a real sense of kind of uncertainty and vulnerability being exposed. They've received instructions, they've made things, they're revealing them to each other, they're revealing them to a group of 40. It was incredibly kind of brave, that exposure. I think what Joe and I were really interested in is how we could construct a framework around that could both support the work that was being done for them and with them, and also support the way that the kind of public would be exposed to that. And not just exposed to it, but kind of exposed and be inside it.
We're drawing on the fact that we are practitioners in the studio, that we are teachers and that we are educators.
What happened in No Working Title is a kind of coming together or a recognition of that as a form of practice.
We are really interested by learning the actual process of learning as practice or as form in its own right.
The day is about a kind of exposure of process, and through that, an exposure of learning.